Hello, you're watching ERi-TV English News Broadcast live from our headquarters in Asmara. I'm Ham Barkhat. Let's first go to the top stories that are making headlines today. Renovation of Sawa for the Sawa Road. Students' Week has been organized in Asmat and current subzones. West Africa is facing the worst historic food crisis in a decade. China 5.1 magnitude earthquake. Popular campaign aimed at renovating the road connecting Sawa with Fort Sawa in underway since 2 April, according to report. The Dirt Road Renovation Popular Campaign is being organized by the National Service Training Center and is focusing on renovating the flood-damaged road. Coordinators of the Popular Campaign indicated that daily over 850 human resources are participating in the road renovation activity. During a tour of inspection, the commander of the National Service Training Center, Colonel Debesay Gide, stated that regular renovation activities have been exerted in the road, but this time missionary-supported popular campaign is underway with the view to ensure its sustainability. Colonel Debesay further commended participants for their strong participation. The Chief of Staff of Sawa Construction, Captain Tesfat Intowale, on his part, stating that the road renovation popular campaign is being conducted with internal capacity and includes construction of 130-meter tall and 1.5 meters wide barricade. Students' Week has been organized in Asmat and current subzones with the objective of nurturing healthy and competent students. At the Students' Week conducted from 24 to 27 March in Asmat subzone, various activities were organized, including cultural, general knowledge, artistic, and sports competitions. The head of Cultural, Sports, and Health at the Ministry of Education branch, Mr. Suleiman Mohammed Ibrahim, stated that the Students' Week has entertaining and created a form of experience and knowledge sharing as well as creating strong unity among students. Mr. Ibrahim Uqud, head of the education branch in Asmat subzone, on his part, highlighting on the significance of organizing cultural and sports programs in nurturing competent students, called for reinforced public participation for its sustainability. A special prize was also awarded to an 88-year-old man, Haj Usman Hamed, for his contribution in the development of sports in Asmat subzone. Likewise, similar Students' Week was conducted from 25 March to 1 April in current subzone, in which over 6,000 students and teachers participated. The Students' Week included sports activities and cultural competitions, Mr. Tawalla Petros, head of the Ministry of Education branch in the subzone, indicated. The National Union of Eritrea News and Students Branch in Foro Subzone, in cooperation with the Ministry of Education and Health branches in the subzone, organized Vocational Training to 137 youth. At the graduation ceremony conducted on 30 and 31 March in Araifale and Robrobia, the head of National Union of Eritrea News and Students Branch in Foro Subzone, Mr. Usman Ahmeddin, gave extensive briefing on the contents of the 2-month-long training and commended the institutions that contributed in the effective realization of the training program. The head of Political and Organizational Affairs of the National Union of Eritrea News and Students Branch in the Northern Red Sea region, Mr. Takhlazare, on his part, underscoring the significance of the training in building the capacity of the youth, called the trainings to transform their lives using the knowledge and skills they have gained and become exemplary citizens. Mr. Usman Arafa, administrator of Foro Subzone, on his part expressed readiness of the part of the subzonal administration to sustainably organize similar trainings. We will be back with international news. Stay tuned. 11 major international organizations are sending an alert. West African countries are being hit by the worst food crisis in a decade. 27 million people are going hungry, and according to these humanitarian groups, 11 million more are at risk if nothing is done by this June. Their report says drought and worsening floods have reduced the food resources as well as regional conflicts and the war in Ukraine. This appeal was made just before a virtual conference on the food and nutrition crisis in the Sahel and Lake Chad between the European Union, the Sahel and West African Club and the Global Network Against Food Crisis. Post-earthquake damage assessment is underway in the epicenter after a 5.1 magnitude earthquake jolted southwest China's province on Wednesday with a slight damage caused to some buildings and highway sections. A group of firefighters have immediately rushed to the scene to check damage in villages within 5 kilometers around the earthquake's epicenter. Villages seem to remain intact, but cracks have appeared in some buildings and landslides have led to traffic disruption on 2 provincial highway sections running through the area. Power supply and communication have remained in normal operation. As of 11:30 a.m., no casualties have been reported. Before we close for today's news, let's have a recap of the headlines tonight. Renovation of Sawa Port Sawa Road. Students' Week has been organized in Asmat and Karen subzones. West Africa is facing the worst historic food crisis in a decade. China 5.1 magnitude earthquake. That was all for today's news. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.